Hello, hello. Welcome back to Peak Northwest, an outdoors and travel podcast by the Oregonian and Oregon Live, dedicated to the adventure and exploration of our beautiful Pacific Northwest. I'm Jamie Hale.
And I'm Chiara Profena. Together we take you to some of the most beautiful and interesting destinations in our region, discussing where to go, what to do, and places to see. And today we're looking ahead to 2026, scheming up some adventures for the year ahead.
That's right. It's New Year's Day, which means it's time for our annual Peak Northwest tradition of gaming out the year ahead, talking about a few of the places that should be on your to-do list this year. Chiara, how are you feeling about 2026?
I'm pretty hopeful, feeling excited. There's so many things that I want to do this year.
Mm-hmm.
And you?
Name one.
Ooh, I really want to hike Dog Mountain this year.
Oh, sick, yeah.
Yeah, that's been on my list for a while. So I think that's the first thing that comes to mind. But what about you?
You know, I'm like itching to get back to the coast. I was there, I think, last in the summertime, and that's like too long ago. I want to get out there as soon as possible in 2026. Like, you know, even in the winter, in the rain, I just want to get back out there and see the ocean.
That's a easy one to get on there, you know?
I think so.
To plan.
It's making the time. And that's the thing with all of this with travel planning. It's making the time. It's making the reservations. It's, you know, making the money to do all of this, right? It's trying to get everything together. And there's no better time to start doing that than right now. And so that's like the whole thesis of like the New Year's Day Northwest Travel Guide. It's like, here are some ideas to either, you know, whether you follow these to a T or just to get you thinking about making your reservations, making sure you get your plans in place before it's, you know, May and there's nowhere to stay and you can't do the things you want to do.
So these are just a few ideas,
A few ideas, right. So every year I do the main Northwest Travel Guide, and it has 5 categories, and it in each one there's like 5 ideas.
Okay.
Right. So the categories are places to go, outdoor activities, lodgings, like attractions, which are sort of like, you know, either events or just like things to do, and road trips to take. That'll kind of take you to a lot of different areas. So for the podcast, what we usually do is we take each of those 5 categories and break out one to talk about, one each. So we got 5 ideas for folks today across the Northwest. I'm pretty excited about this.
So these are like your top ones. You had to scale it back, or?
These are just some ideas. So they're based on places I've been previously or places I'm excited to go in the future. And this year, it's a lot of spots that I'm just kind of like really interested in right now. Some places that are like really grabbing me, you know, as someone who like covers travel in the Northwest full time. Places that are really just sort of like, you know, grabbing my interest at the moment.
Well, that's a good enough category for me. Anything that grabs your interest must be a pretty exciting place to visit.
We'll see. It doesn't always hit. I was looking back at some previous years, and there's some things I was like, oh yeah, that didn't really hit as it turned out. But you know,
these are all gonna hit. Don't worry.
Phew. That's what I'm looking for. Well, let's dive into it.
Yes. So tell me, what's your first category?
Let's do places to go. So we're talking like towns, cities, that kind of thing. And the place that really has me excited right now is the town of Sisters, Oregon. You've been to Sisters? You've been through Sisters?
I've been through Sisters on the way to Bend, but I haven't necessarily stopped, gotten out, done anything there.
What was your impression of Sisters as you drove through it?
I thought it was a cute little town. It seemed like they had some nice, sweet, small businesses and a lot of outdoorsy things to do. So it gives like Ben's little sister, like literally. That's the impression I got because I was it's kind of in that little area, right? It's like, what, 20, 30 minutes from Bend? Yeah,
it's really close to Bend. It's kind of just when you cross the mountains, Sisters is sort of one of the first towns you get to if you're coming that direction to Bend. It's got kind of like, you know, Old West vibes to it.
Yes.
Outdoor, it's situated perfectly for outdoors, as you mentioned. I mean, the number of things you can do in the outdoors around Sisters. I mean, Black Butte is right there. It's an easy day hike. You can climb up Black Butte. Mount Bachelor is really close. The Three Sisters Wilderness. There's Skylight Cave is near Sisters. If you go to the right time of year, you can go to Skylight Cave.
Yeah.
Smith Rock is close by. The Cove Palisades is close by. It's like just like this embarrassment of riches in that area. So Sisters is like a perfect base camp to go see a bunch of that region of Oregon.
So why Sisters over Bend? Like, what makes Sisters a little bit better in your opinion?
It's sort of more small town, like you were saying. Bend has lots to do. Bend is more of like a city. Sisters is one of those places where you can like, get a boutique hotel on the main strip and walk down everywhere. Like, you can walk everywhere.
Yeah.
There. And it's a little bit further removed, so it's a little bit closer to some of those more wilder outdoor attractions, which I think is cool. And Sisters is also, I think it recently got designated as a dark sky town.
Right.
So it's got kind of, it's darker, it's quieter. Like you said, Ben's little sister, so things are going to be a little bit different there. I'm just really interested in that. I think last time I stayed in Sisters, must have been 2019 or so. And it was, definitely happening, but I think it's happening a lot more these days. There's a lot more energy going into Sisters. So I'm really curious to stop by this year and check it out and see, like, what are the businesses, what's happening. Like, already there's a place in town, I was doing some research, there's a place called The Barn, which is like a brewery, restaurant, food cart pod situation. It was not there when I was in Sisters last. And a lot of places that were there when I was in town, like the beer spa, I believe, is gone. So, like, there's some turnover happening there that I'm really interested in and seeing, like, what's in town, what's going on, what are people doing.
So do you think Sisters is maybe going through a bit of a, like, growth, or do you see it shifting in any way, or is it just kind of the same town you're used to?
It kind of seems like it's getting a bit of a glow up, maybe.
Yeah.
So there's some fresh energy there. It's like there's maybe a little bit more money. There's maybe some more people who are interested in like Bend is maybe too big for some folks.
Right.
They want something a little bit more smaller and quieter. So Sisters seems to be happening right now, which is really interesting to me.
So what else is there that you're super excited?
Well, I've been interested in places to stay. Like, I'm always looking at, like, where's the boutique hotel? I'm not usually trying to stay in a Best Western. No offense to Best Western.
No, I get that.
Just looking for, like, the local interesting place. Left Coast Lodge is a place that looks interesting to me. It looks like pretty, like, there's not, like, it's going to sound offensive, like, not anything super special about it, but it seems like, what I want is, like, a place that is, like, locally owned. It's very cool. It's, like, nice. It's clean. It's modern. Left Coast Lodge seems like just a great spot to, like, keep as your base camp.
Yeah.
For a few days.
Yeah, you're not looking for anything special.
Exactly.
Okay. And then
it's not fancy, I guess I'm trying to say.
Any other places in town that you're looking at?
Sisters Coffee Company.
Right.
Always. I get their coffee from the grocery store here in Portland when I can.
This is the same Sisters Coffee that they have downtown?
I believe so. I haven't been to the Sisters Coffee downtown, but
I go to the one downtown, and I like that one for sure.
Yeah. Since, again, last time I was in 2019, they did not have that place downtown. You couldn't get their coffee in the grocery stores here. They've really been growing, too. And so that's, like, a good indicator of sort of the town and the reputation it's getting. So Sisters Coffee is so good. It's really, really, their coffee is really good. And the location in Sisters is really cool. Like, it's a cool building. It's cool atmosphere. The food is good. Like, that's always, like, my go-to stop when I'm in Sisters is Sisters Coffee to grab lunch and a cup of coffee while I'm driving.
That sounds really nice. I also buy their coffee. So I'm a fan of that stop.
Yeah. So we'll see. I definitely, this is, like, at the top of my, like, to visit list in 2026. So I think we'll definitely be talking more about Sisters at some point in this year.
Is there, like, a good time to visit or a time that you're planning to visit?
I was kind of looking at sort of like mid to late spring.
Okay.
I typically like to go a little ahead of the season or sometime, like, before, like, kind of around that Memorial Day time. Yeah. Not on the weekend itself, but kind of around there. It's like the weather's usually pretty good. I'm looking for Sisters to do, like, some stargazing. So I think that kind of May time frame is when the skies are more reliably clear out there. Yeah. You never know. I went to Cottonwood Canyon last year in the same time frame, and it was super clear until sunset, and then it got socked in with clouds, and so you just never know. But I think, trying to maximize my chances going in that kind of late spring time frame is going to be good.
Well, that sounds like a plan.
Yeah. So next category here, outdoor adventures, and I'm gonna do with one that I'm actually not going to do personally, but I do think is really cool and interesting as an idea. And that is whitewater rafting on the White Salmon River.
Yeah, this sounds awesome. Like a lot of fun.
Yeah. Have you done whitewater rafting much?
I have done whitewater rafting a couple times in New Mexico, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where we vacationed a lot, my family. But I assume it's a similar vibe, similar experience. It's super fun. Have you done it?
I've done it a couple times.
Uh-huh.
I can't say that my experiences were super fun.
Okay.
I think I had like a bad experience when I was younger.
Oh, fair.
That was just like kind of very scary and terrifying.
Yeah.
So
That'll do it.
Yeah, where like someone like fell off and I couldn't find them for a second and everyone was really freaked out. And like that was my introduction to whitewater rafting.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's some like whitewater enthusiasts who'll be like, oh, you just got to try again. It's really safe. That doesn't happen very often. And that's true. But like I'm not like rushing to go back into it. You know what I'm saying?
Fair.
That said, the White Salmon River seems like a very cool spot to do whitewater. In 2011, they took a dam out of the river, which allowed the White Salmon River to flow freely from Mount Adams to the Columbia River.
Right.
I think it's like 44 miles of river. A lot of it is class 3 to 4 rapids, which is sort of like intermediate to advanced rapids. It's kind of in that area. Where the river runs through like these narrow basalt canyons. When I was stopped by at one of the popular put-in starting spots, which is BZ Corner, and I saw like some people from like Red Bull doing whitewater kayaking out there. I mean, you see guys from Red Bull doing whitewater kayaking, you know, there's some good water there.
This is pretty cool to see.
Yeah.
It seems really scenic as well, very picturesque.
Gorgeous area. So like this is the kind of spot like, you know, I want to encourage whitewater people to go check it out and then like bring a GoPro and so I can see the video from there.
Live vicariously through others.
Yeah. I love seeing like, doing activities that I don't like to do, like, you know, skiing or whitewater rafting. I love watching GoPro videos of them.
No, that makes so much sense. They're so fun to watch.
Yeah. Like I want like an IMAX of someone doing these things. You know what I mean?
No, I had a little camera that I would use when I was snowboarding like last year. And those videos are so fun to watch, even if you're the one doing them.
Right?
Like,
yeah.
Even just to go back on it. I'm sure whitewater rafting would be a really fun with like the water splashing in the camera and all that.
Absolutely. So I think this is, a really cool spot for the river itself, but also the town of White Salmon I love. Mm-hmm. Again, it's been a while since I've spent a lot of time there, but it's always like sort of real charming downtown vibes. Everybody's Brewing is right there. That's kind of become the popular spot to go after you're doing an outdoor activity in the area. Mm-hmm. But like little like local bakeries and, you know, sandwich spots and like just a bunch of little cute little spots in White Salmon right across the river from Hood River. It's such a good location. So to have another excuse to go out there, not that you need another one, is I think always welcome.
Well, that sounds really fun. So are there a bunch of different companies you said that will take you out? Yeah.
I mean, if you're like the kind of person who like knows about whitewater kayaking, rafting, and you are like an expert, and you could probably find your own places to put in and take out. Mm-hmm. But I think probably the best and safest way to go about it is to like go to any number of local outfitters. I mean, you can really just Google, you know, white salmon, whitewater rafting.
Gotcha.
And you can find something. That's probably the way. There's a bunch of people who take tours down the river through various sections of the river, and I think that's probably the way to do it.
Sounds like a definitely one to check out.
For sure, yeah. So do you think does that grab your attention?
I'm definitely intrigued. I don't know if I would go out and do it necessarily.
You want the GoPro video too?
I feel like, I don't know, whitewater rafting's not at the top of my list right now. Mm-hmm. I think it's really fun to do with like a family or like a big group though. Yeah. I feel like that's one way to do it. So maybe if I get the right crew around me, I could see this happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like it. Well, folks, if it's for you right now this year, check out the White Salmon River. I don't know. It seems like just a beautiful spot to go do this. Okay, we're gonna jump right across the river for the next one.
Okay.
We're not gonna paddle ourselves over. We're gonna drive right across the river to Hood River. for the lodging category here. And this is a spot that I just toured. It's a brand new spot called the Lightwell Hotel.
Okay.
Really interesting. This is another sort of, it's a boutique hotel. It's locally owned. It's an historic building, like really right in downtown Hood River. Like you get off the freeway and you turn into town and it's right there. It's just right there. There's a big like light up sign that says Lightwell above it. There's a lot of investment that's gone into this old building. So it's got a bunch of rooms that are like relatively inexpensive. The starting nightly rate right now is like $129 a night. They obviously go up more. I think you could probably expect to pay more, like, $200 a night for a room there. But they're like nice brand new rooms. There's like several restaurants. There's like a main restaurant that's not open yet, but they're going to have, like, once they get everything up and running, they're going to have that, and they're going to have like a bar and then like a rooftop deck restaurant. And they have like a convenience store in the hotel that sells like grab and go stuff and has coffee, which is pretty cool. But there's also, I'm burying the lead here, an underground spa.
Oh, sounds sick.
Yeah. So you go down the stairs in the lobby and they have like this old like basalt foundation. And they're like, what are we going to do down here? Is it like a wine cave or what? And then they were just like, oh, no, we need to put a soaking pool and a sauna in here.
Obviously.
So it's very kind of like dark and moody. It's like a brand new pool. So everything's really nice there. But I saw that and I was like, oh, I got to get here.
Oh, yeah.
Soak down in this cave below the hotel.
Oh, looking at the photos, it looks insane.
Yeah.
It looks very, very cool. So how new is this place, you said?
It like just opened.
Like
this fall.
Wow.
It is brand new.
Okay.
Like they're really still in the phase of like sort of feeling out like how things go. That's why like the restaurant's not open yet. They're still trying to figure out the menu. So like if you want to get there and check it out before, it gets busy, like this winter is a great time to do it because the rates are going to be cheap.
Right.
And if you don't mind,
great time to soak.
Oh, exactly. A great time to soak. And honestly, they have, so the rooftop deck has like a lot of heating lamps and cover.
Perfect.
So like if you're really at the edge, like I was there on a rainy and windy day, and like you can stand at the railing and get wet, but like you can sit back in these like sort of cozy outdoor chairs with your sweater on and your cup of coffee or tea or whatever, and really hang out and enjoy like these really great views of the gorge from the rooftop.
That sounds really pretty.
So, I mean, check it out. I think this is a spot that's going to become like, I think given its location and how much money's gone into it, it's clearly like that they want this to be like, a staple of downtown Hood River.
Yes.
So like Hood River tourism, it's going to kind of run through the Lightwell to a certain degree.
It's another kind of one of your places to check out then, huh, is Hood River.
Well, I mean, always Hood River.
Yeah.
I mean.
Always.
Have you spent much time in Hood River?
Honestly, no.
You should.
Okay. You're influencing me. The hotel looks really cool, so maybe.
It's because it's in downtown, you can walk everywhere in Hood River.
Yeah.
Because Hood River, I mean, you've got obviously the gorge and all the outdoor stuff to do, and your windsurfing and your kayaking and your hiking and your backpacking, etc. But like the downtown is just full of like cute shops, little restaurants, cafes, ice cream shop. I mean, it's like, again, you can just walk to all of these places, and it's a great spot to just do window shopping or to have like, a beer with a good view. I mean, if you like, beer or wine or spirits, it's like, or cider, everything is in Hood River. Or you go to the Fruit Loop, it's just like there's so much to do there. It's like a great hub of activity in the gorge.
Well, it sounds like this hotel's kind of the perfect thing to open there then, huh?
I think so. I think it's going to do really well there. And I think it's a really cool spot. I got a tour of the whole place and it looked really cool. So
that's exciting.
Yeah.
So it's a great lodging option.
Absolutely.
So what do we have next?
Next is the attractions. And this is what I'm pretty interested in. Up in Seattle, they have their brand new Waterfront park. This was like decades in the making.
Okay.
It's a new 20-acre sort of urban park. And to say park, I mean, it's not like a lot of trees. I mean, there are trees, but it's not like, like a natural getaway. It's like right on the waterfront in like the main part of Seattle.
Okay.
So there's a great Bloomberg article I was reading about this because I have not been there. And Bloomberg they sent like a reporter to talk about like the architecture and like the history. And they said it's less a park and more of a combination of public esplanade and multimodal neighborhood connector that's at once a cultural destination, a stage for indigenous art, and an exercise in habitat restoration.
How could you phrase it any better than that?
I couldn't.
That's why you had to take it from.
Yeah. So there's a lot of playgrounds, public art, bike lanes, public restrooms. There's food vendors. They do special events there. There's a new ferry terminal. It cost $800 million to make. It's a huge project, not including the $3.3 billion they spent to make the tunnel to divert the highway underneath the city.
Wow.
So,
okay.
This is after they decided they needed to divert the highway underground, spent all the money doing the big dig out there. Then on top of that, they've made this 20-acre park that opened in just this past September. So there's a lot of investment into this, and the pictures I've seen look pretty cool. But regardless, I feel like I want to go check it out. I want to see what the big fuss is about. So I think Seattle can be, especially downtown Seattle, be one of the pricier, as far as I'm concerned, pricier vacations. Lodging down there I think is just generally more expensive. But take the train up to Seattle, get off, hang out in this waterfront park, take a ferry up to a little town on one of the islands. That sounds like a great two-nighter to me.
I agree. This is the one that I see myself definitely checking out. Because I go to Seattle at least a couple times, maybe, per year, And I love taking the train up there.
It's so good. I mean, we've talked that to death in the pod. But it's just such a great way. I love spending time in Seattle. I hate driving to Seattle.
Yes. Definitely.
That city is confusing to drive into me. I always end up at in a 7-way intersection or something. You know what I mean?
Happens.
It's just crazy. We have to talk a little trash in Seattle while we're as Portlanders.
So do we have a Portland equivalent to this park, you would say? Or is this kind of our Tom McCall waterfront? Or
No.
Nothing like that?
We don't have anything equivalent to this here.
Yeah.
Seattle does big public art installations. There's the Olympic Sculpture Garden, which is not that far from this, that similarly has just these huge installations. Look, Seattle got a lot of that tech boom money.
Right.
So they have been able to do these kinds of investments. Portland never really, we didn't get that same level of tax revenue to be able to do these sorts of things. So Seattle's able to do something really big and interesting. We just don't have anything equivalent here. So if you want to get that kind of that look at these sort of big installations, these cool big swings when it comes to urban parks and infrastructure, you got to go to Seattle to see it.
Well, that looks really cool, and it seems like maybe if you could time it with some sort of events, I'm sure they'll have festivals or fairs or some sort of. What do you think they would do out there?
I think probably all of the above.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I think you can imagine any of the things you see out in Beaverton or in downtown Portland are going to see that kind of thing here.
Yeah, well, that would be great to see what what kind of events they have up there and visit during one of those.
I'd love to go in the summertime. That's kind of what I'm looking at.
For
it's
sure.
Really the weather's nice and it's really going and there's a lot of action happening there. I want to see it in full swing. So it's not the spot I want to go walk around in the rain when nobody's there. I feel
Fair.
An urban park with that's meant for a gathering. I want to be there when people are gathering to see
100%.
Get the energy of it.
I agree. This is one I definitely want to see, and you've sold me on it. All the pictures look incredible,
right?
So,
yeah, we'll see. I think we may talk about this more in the coming year if either one of us ends up going.
Definitely, great pick, Jamie. So rounding it out, what do we have?
With the road trips category, I'm gonna do one that's small town bakeries.
Perfect.
This is an ongoing project that we've been working on here at the Oregonian for a while that we haven't really completely unrolled. So I hope I'm not spoiling too much. But the idea of exploring Oregon by bakery, by little small town bakery, I love this. It's so fun. You and I have both done some of this.
Yes.
So I wanted to maybe just we can shout out a few of these bakeries to go through. You went to, speaking of the Bend, Central Oregon area, you went to a place called M's?
Yes, I went to M's Bakery. This was in April of 2025, so it's been a minute, but it was incredible. I visited like pretty soon after they opened. So it's a fairly new location, and they're doing like French slash one of the owners is Latino. So it's kind of like this Latin infused French bakery because he studied like French baking techniques. So it's got a really good like mix of items and like flavors there.
Did you try anything in particular?
I did. I just remember trying so they have like a couple different like breakfast items, and I think they're called like Queen Amans.
Yeah.
That one was really good. That pastry was one of my favorites for sure. And they had really good croissants, and they also make bread. So they kind of got everything there, honestly.
I feel like that's what a lot of bakeries are doing this day. They're trying to do this sort of like French boulangerie thing.
Yes.
Trying to be very Parisian. So you can go there, you get your bread, you get your pastry, you have your coffee, you sit down.
Definitely has that vibe. I think what makes it special is having the extra like little Latin influence that they have on some of the items. And there's not a lot of like, I guess, Latin bakeries in that Central Oregon area. I feel like it's harder to come by. So I like what they're doing down there for sure.
Not that Bend needs any more good bakeries.
Yeah. Doing pretty well.
It's crazy. I mean, I remember doing a story on that and just all the good bakeries in Bend. So to hear there's more good bakeries is kind of crazy to me. I mean, obviously Bend has Sparrow Bakery, which is famous and has expanded. Cafe des Chutes, which I really liked a lot there as well. So you can really do like a Bend bakery tour if you wanted, but
definitely,
obviously there's so many places around the state. I mean, the Oregon coast has so many good bakeries. Did you get out to any on the coast?
I think I went to, I didn't go to any of the bakeries actually, but I ended up going to Cannon Beach. I went to Sleepy Monk, which I don't think that counts.
Yeah. Sleepy Monk, which just closed mere days ago.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh, this is news to me.
Yeah. Sleepy Monk is they're still roasting, but they're adorable little coffee shop that is
on the coast.
Best coffee shop on the Oregon coast is closed, and it's devastating.
Yikes.
That's not what we're talking about.
Sorry to
today.
open up that wound. That seems like a really touching subject. But tell us what else is out there then.
Well, like, okay, in Cannon Beach, there's a place called Sea Level.
Okay.
That does really good pastries. But it's also like one block from the ocean. It's a cute little place. There's like a little outdoor seating, a little indoor seating, and they do little pastries, and they do the bread, and they do the coffee. But I love it for a place you can go get a pastry and then just walk to the beach.
Yes.
You know, I love that, like, you can walk down the beach to it and then pop in and get a bit and get like a pastry and then walk back up the beach. You know, like that's what I'm looking for.
What did you get there? What'd you try?
Gosh, it's again been a long time now since we did this, but there was a pistachio roll of some sort that I tried that was really good. There was a cinnamon and sugar like biscuit with like a Marionberry jam. Maybe it was a raspberry jam, some kind of jam in there. And I never had sort of the combination cinnamon sugar with a jam.
Yeah.
At first I was a little skeptical, but then obviously it was really good.
Of course,
it's so good. So, but we got a few different things, and they were all really good. It was our baby's first pastry at the time.
I remember this. Yeah,
it was her first trip to the beach at the time. I think maybe we did a whole podcast about this.
We did. There's definitely a conversation that we had about this place before.
Yeah, go back in the archives and find it. But I mean, the other one on the coast I love is Bread and Roses in Yachats.
Okay.
They aren't open that often. I want to say it's just like basically on weekends. Like half the time I'm in Yachats, it's closed. But when I'm there, sometimes I try to time my trips to Yachats when they're open. Because it's really good. It's again a really tiny little spot. They have just like a whole assortment of really interesting stuff. They have one that's called the Celestial Snail, which is really good. Everything I've had there is good.
Yeah.
Just the coffee is good. They have cute little outdoor seating. Again, these are all like places that have similar things, but it's just levels of quality and of interesting types of pastry, right? So it's just finding these places that are really doing stuff really high quality.
Right. And we've picked out some of our favorites in this little collection that we've written, basically.
Exactly. So that's, I assume, going to come out at some point here soon.
Should be.
But it's been, sort of this long process. So, you have the coast. Obviously, you've got Central Oregon, but I mean, there's places all over there's good bakeries all over the place. Sweet Wife Baking out in Baker City is another good spot. It's been a long time since I was there, but we've been there more recently for this project. It's owned by a former Ducks player and WNBA player, Ginny Mao. And I remember just popping in and just everything being good. I think a lot of times bakeries can be sort of overly sweet,
right?
Where it's like you're getting stuff that's just sort of like overly sugar, like high on sugar, low on flavor, or like pastries that are just sort of like chewy. That's kind of what I see a lot at these small town bakeries. But like there are so many spots like this that are doing it just so good, where there's like the flavors are like really good and complex, where like they really know what they're doing when it comes to like making pastry. And when they have like these beautiful little spots that are community hubs. I like seeing people in these places. When I was at like sea level, there was like a community of surfers there. They were all talking about the waves, and then there was like a community of tourists who came in, like a little family inside of the table, and talking about what they're going to do in Cannon Beach that day. And I love just like sitting there and seeing who comes through. So like I think the bakery is a great way to see not only good food, to get like a flavor of the town that it's in.
I like am so on that same page with you. I think my favorite thing to do when I go travel anywhere is to find a bakery. Because I need coffee, one.
Yes.
So I make that a priority. And I think having like a place in mind, a bakery that, obviously a coffee shop or a bakery have like a similar vibe and a purpose. So I feel like exploring a location through their bakeries and coffee shops is such a great way to get to know a place. And definitely like one of the things I always do anytime I'm in a new place, I'm always going to a small local business like that.
Absolutely. And it being someone, I think being from Portland and being from the Northwest and having this like obsession with high quality coffee.
Yeah.
When we were in Lisbon, we were trying to find coffee in the morning, and I was like, I won't drink bad coffee. I have to go to like the bougie little cafe that has like the good espresso and the good pastries, it's maybe a little more expensive or a little bit more precious or something, but I love going there and seeing these places and sitting by the window and watching people walk by. It's just we could talk all day about this, because I think this is such a cool way to travel.
It is. You have standards. I can respect that. I respect that so much.
Well, that kind of comes to the end of our little highlights in the travel guide. Of course, the whole thing is out right now on Oregon Live, so you can see all 25 of the recommendations. Kiara, it's 2026 now. Let me ask you this. Are you making reservations right now? Are you like making plans? Are you in your notes app like figuring stuff out? What's your approach to travel?
I should be. I think I have a couple big trips planned out that I'm working on. I'm graduating this year, so this isn't Oregon.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I am going all the way to New York for that. So I'm working on that. I'm working on another like big summer trip, but I do have like a couple places that I'm going this year in Oregon for running, actually. So I want to run the Eugene Marathon, and cool. I think that's such a great opportunity to go explore that area, because I'm going to want to sleep there at least the night after. I do not want to be moving after that. And maybe like finding things to do while I'm in the area, as well as I'm planning to do Hood to Coast as well.
Oh, again, of
yes.
course.
But last year, or 2025, what I did was I went to Cannon Beach and I went to Astoria. So I think it would be fun to go south this time and check out like further down from Seaside.
So it's so good. You want to go all the way south. It's a drive.
It is.
Like Bandon, Brookings, but God, it's so beautiful down there.
I really have been wanting to do Florence for a really long time. And what else is down? Is Yachats down further south as well?
Yachats is south of or it's near Newport. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I feel like those are the two that call to me. And then Eugene, Central Oregon area, maybe finding some cool stuff in that location.
Oh, wouldn't you know it, there's a Eugene bakery on our bakery list.
Oh, thank God. I won't have to worry about that at least.
Yeah, I can't find it. A Sweet Life Patisserie.
Okay, perfect.
I've not been there, can't vouch for it, but check it out. That sounds fun.
Well, I can start planning my trip now.
Yeah. I think, no one should feel bad for not making travel plans right now, but I just always feel like the sooner the better. Like I've been making my 2026 travel like custom Google Map situation with color-coded pens throughout the year.
Oh, that's
since
so
the fall.
type A. That's so type A. I love it.
But that's me, you know what I mean? Like that's literally my job to do it. But I mean, as someone who like makes reservations as soon as possible, I gotta recommend it. We say this like literally every year, but like, make your reservations as early as you can, because these places do fill up.
Yeah.
I know that like, we're like, the financial times of the moment are pretty rough and people have less money to travel, but people are still doing it. People are still, making this a priority. So hotels fill up, restaurants fill up. Especially if you're going to travel in the summertime when schools are out or whatever, you got to make those plans as soon as you can to make sure you get a spot. So, we're almost at the 6-month window for like good campground availability. So if you want to get those precious campgrounds in Oregon State Parks, now's the time to do it.
Gosh, that's so early to think about, but
and yet
really important. Good thing that we're getting on this now, right at the beginning of the year. Book your campsites for the summer, people.
Well, it's like, do you want a cabin at Cape Lookout in June? You have to book it in January.
This is a good reminder, yeah.
At like 6 a.m., 6 months in the day you want it.
Insane, but this all sounds great. Excited to get into this year. You're inspiring me to spruce up my Google Doc and start adding in my vacations. Yeah.
You got to get more type A.
I don't know if I should. I think I just need to lock in on my travel plans.
There you go. Okay. That sounds good. Well, folks, that will do it for us for today. Until next time, you can watch our videos on the Oregonians YouTube channel and view all of our travel and outdoors coverage on OregonLive.com/travel, as well as HereIsOregon.com.
Please leave us a rating or review if you enjoy the show, and if you want to support this podcast as well as our local journalism, please consider a subscription to Oregon Live. You can find the details at OregonLive.com/subscribe. Also, if you're a fan of the show and you're interested in potentially sponsoring it, you can get in touch with our marketing people at advertise@oregonian.com. This episode of the show is produced by me alongside Jamie Hale, Teresa Mahoney, and Vicky Connor.
Stay safe and happy travels, everyone. Until next time, we leave you with this 10 seconds of Zen.